Hey guys, we're back with the letter when we last left off. What happened to say? I know Rebecca died, and it's Halloween now. I think that's about it. So, I'm recording this at night, which is pretty rare for me. I usually record during the day, just because that's when I have the chance to record, really. I get the chance at night maybe once a month, if that. Although next weekend, it's gonna be the weekend of the letter's life, let me tell you. I'll 100% either before that or on that weekend to finish this game. Well, finish the first round. I imagine getting the two other endings we want to get, Everyone Lives and True Ending, will take, I'm hoping less than 10 episodes each. Well, at least for the Everybody Lives ending. Or the, for the true ending, it might take longer, it might not. Depends on how it is, really. But anyway, we made it to Halloween with Zachary. We kind of cheated a little, but we killed off Marianne in like equivalent exchange. So we're just living in a better timeline, really. Because I think if we didn't save Zachary, this route would be really boring, just because it'd just be Ashton complaining to himself. A dreary downpour starts off the Monday. Let me... Okay. Although it doesn't last for more than an hour, the dark clouds lift just after the sun peaks over the horizon. Brief as it is, the rain has significantly dampened the park's usual cherry vibe. I mean, it looks exactly the same as usual. Mornings like this often mark the start of another bad week. In Rescon Yong, another investigation leading to a dead end, with some truly messed up stuff being called in. I thought one time I was dispatched to a scene where a guy gouged his own eyeball out and almost ate it. Oh. Was that Professor Clark? I was a few chews away from swallowing it, in fact. Lost my dinner that day.
Fun times.
Of course, I doubt anything can top getting cursed by a dang chain letter of all things. This is the sort of stupid thing people pass along as a prank through emails and text messages, for freak's sake. I think this is the first time... Isn't it the first time anyone's ever actually mentioned that? Maybe early on, but... I'm glad that they're acknowledging it. Wait, where are we on the... Where am I in progress? Okay, we're right here. So, we're at a convergence point. Just goes along for a while. Oh, that's basically just conversation, probably. Like, oh, if Isabella's alive, she says something. If Rebecca's alive, she says something. If Zachary, so forth. And then there's this. I imagine this is at least one person still alive? Yes. Is everybody dead? And then this is Isabella only alive? And so forth. You get it. A ghost chasing after you puts the icing on that cake. So far, all we've done is run, stupid about, read stuff, and run again. Frustrates me to no end how we're still no closer to an answer. Even my car reflects the state of my mind is in. Photocopies of documents litter every available surface, scattered all over the place, spilling from the passenger side and into the back seat, making an entire mess of what little space there is. Not that I'm any better. My last shower was 24 hours ago. I haven't slept at all, and my last meal was a slice of cold pizza I bought from a convenience store, and I broke into BRC. Where I am now, I'll definitely get a scolding. Becca were here. She'd give me an earful and tell me to take care of myself better, so that I'm killing myself on the job. Isabella would, well, she'd complain about how dark the bags under my eyes were getting, about how I reek, and how I need to take a shower pronto.
I can rest easy when this is all over.
It's not that I can't feel the pang of hunger. That woman chasing after you, it's difficult not to feel anything other than horror. The rush of adrenaline coursing through my veins, my desperation to survive. In fact, I can still sense the ghost of her touch from last night. Her bony digits wound tightly around my ankle, and that horrid smile she has on as she pulls me closer. The memory is enough to send a shiver up my spine and make me antsy. Perhaps the only thing comforting about this is the sight of my gun nearby. From my dashboard, sunlight glints off Ophella's surface. Normally, I keep it hidden in a compartment. Lifeborn place regulations only allows authorized people to carry firearms. Even those are limited. I do have that authorization, but I never really saw the need for its use. Alright, this is like the UK. Guns aren't allowed. What a bunch of idiots. When the standard issue tasers are more than good enough to incapacitate anyone. If not, I can always throw them on their back. Those judo lessons Dad forced me to get as a kid had its uses too. On a ghost though, all those will probably yield the same result. They're all useless. It's useless. It's all useless. Might as well use a stick. However, it's the feeling of ease I'm after. What little of it I can gather from it. Hey, on the thumbnail, he has a gun now. So I mean, you know, the gun's important. The awareness that I, at least, have something to protect myself with, in case things go wrong. That I can still protect the people who are still depending on me despite the missteps I've taken. Doesn't take the edge off, though. Feeling that your whole body's been strained far beyond its capacity. Frankly, I'm already running out of steam. The only thing pushing me right now is knowing someone's still depending on me. As stretch is still in order, though. I've been sitting here since last night. Soon I step out of my car, closing it behind me with a thud as I take in my surroundings. The rain did wonders. The morning air feels crisper and cooler than it has in days. For once, the weather seems to be taking a turn for the normal. Let's warn normal. In the distance, beyond the buildings lighting the horizon, dark clouds are glowing in.
A storm might be due this evening, give or take.
Oh, foreshadowing! Because it's Halloween! Shame for the people looking forward to Halloween tonight. Oh, they acknowledge it finally. I'm just not sure whether this is something I can look forward to as well. Still, I bask in the change it brings. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, taking in the peace, as if it will be my last. But as with all the good things, the quiet shortly comes to an end. Not necessarily a bad end. Okay, so I looked at a good, convenient time. Oh, this one has... Oh no, okay, so these three have special ones. Wonder why. Well, those ones... Oh no, they don't. Huh. It's kind of weird. If you get one of those for it, you don't get a scene? The sound of his heavy footsteps reaches my ears first, halting my movements. Sure enough, when I glance up, find him, Zach, just as he enters the park grounds, bags of convenience store food in hand. After last night's flight from Salemwell, we've elected to stay the night here, unsure if our own homes will still be safe. Normally, we'd both be adverse to the idea of spending the night outside like this, but panic and distress has tainted that decision. It's not like we've gotten an ounce of sleep anyway. On the off chance one of us did, only lasted but a second. Or it's a fitful one. Looking at him right now, from afar, it's easy to mistake him for someone who's simply out on an early morning stroll. His steps are careful and slow as he walks, the expression on his face composed, not unruffled. His treads fill the atmosphere with a light air, temporarily easing off the disheartening mood. It's easy to pretend we're not knee-deep in a life-or-death situation the way he acts. Easy to forget we've lost someone. Well, two people. Well, I mean... Dude... 3.5. But you guys don't know those guys, so it's okay. Well, I mean, Zachary knows Hannah. And I should very briefly met Marianne. But the closer he gets, the more obviously signs are to the naked eye. Tosses an energy drink my way the moment the distance allows it. Hands me the other bag he's holding, before seating himself on a bench nearby. The scent of warm food immediately wafts from the bag when I open it, carried further by a passing breeze. Whatever sweet sauce they... Oh, what's that? Something was on my hand. If it was a bug, I would have screamed, so it's not a bug. Oh, Nasu! Thank you, Nasu! It smells heavenly. Heck, even the sorry-looking vegetables seem appetizing. Despite myself, not even checking exactly what this is, hunger swiftly takes over every rational thought, digging without waiting for it to start. Although, he appears to be in the same mind too. Soon enough, it also starts with his. No casual talk while we fill our empty stomachs. Exhausted as we both are, food is something we can't forego. Starvation dulls the thinking, weakens the body. For to survive this, we're gonna have to take care of ourselves first. Oh, that's what Rebecca would do. Isabella will never let me hear the end of it either. Sure, still here. In a matter of minutes, we're done and dumping the empty cartons on the nearby waste bin. Along with it is the shift in the mood. Back to dismal. Back to the problem at hand. The comfortable atmosphere from minutes ago was nice while it lasted. Admittedly, I've missed these kind of moments between us. Never had the chance. Always busy on some project or work. Things we've taken for granted. Now we're realizing how valuable they are. Hold on, let me move that a little. Okay, that's better. With the two of us no longer here, the world has an awful sense of humor. While the one we just had is short-lived, it's another thing I want to look forward to, if we ever free ourselves from this dang curse. I'd like to believe there's a way. For now, we have to focus back on the present. This. Dead people. The letter. The curse. It's not simple to bring these up, but necessary.
Where to now?
It's an innocent question at best, but he looks at me like... He looks at me as if my face is all the answers in the world. I used to think so. Back when I was at the top of my game and I'm still sure of everything. Now there's just uncertainty swallowing whatever decision I come up with. At some point, logic has stopped working here. I've started grasping at straws. Along with exhaustion, fatigue, and stress, I'm enough kindling to get a fire burning. A not so pleasant kind of fire.
We can't stay here. We'd be sitting ducks if we remain in one place.
I'm guessing the CG has all the survivors in it. So, you know, if Isabella's alive, she's like right here. If Rebecca's alive, she's right here. That's what it kind of looks like.
What? So your plan is just to keep running like this?
And this song's pretty cool. Where are we? Yeah, right here.
We don't have much of a choice, Zach. Even our own homes aren't safe. Anytime, that woman, that thing might get us. Fuck. A zombie apocalypse would be better than this.
Ooh, here's one of my ideas. So, let's say Isabella survives. That seems the most likely. They have a plan. Like, they probably found something in the, you know, real estate place. So that you can just forego this scene entirely. And there's the ghost flipping the light switch again. Hey, ghost.
Simple as that, huh? You're quitting.
Nobody said that.
You know what Rebecca would say? What Isabella would say? If they're both here?
There's no need to bring her up every time you're trying to prove a point, Zach. I don't want to be told the same fucking thing from last time when...
Oh, but you know it. The way you are right now, she'd be disappointed. They both would be. Rebecca for sure.
I mean, that's a bit harsh, but...
What do you want to hear from me then? If what happened last night didn't tell you how bad...
Ash, just because this whole mean ain't shaping up the way you want it to, doesn't mean there ain't an out.
I don't even know what I'm fucking doing, Zach! Rebecca's gone. Dead. Isabella's never coming back, no matter how many times I apologize to her. You want me to admit it? Fine. This whole mess is tearing me apart. We should have listened. Fuck, I should have listened. But I just stood there, just judging her, and I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do right now.
We both faltered to silence at my words, and an awkward, stifling mood descended between us. I do not mean to shout, to snap at him, to add to that kindling. Not in a moment when anytime, anywhere the thing ghost might get to one of us. We're both in the same boat, and here we are, playing the blame game. Little by little, we're falling apart, caving into the pressure, to the bleak situation we're trapped in. That ghost mean for this to happen? To divide each of us so she can pick us off one by one right after? Who knows? Anything's possible now that if her kind can exist. With that fire burning between us, rising as high as it does now, I'm afraid, deathly afraid, that the possibility might come sooner than I could figure all of this out. Freak, I still can't think straight. Can't even believe the next words coming out of my own mouth. But out of everyone, I have to be the one saying these to him. This is more his forte than mine, keeping the peace. Like, PlayStating everyone, while I unintentionally aggravate people with badly chosen words. Funny how fast the tables have been turned after just one unfortunate incident. How am I supposed to cope?
I swear, I'll get us out of this mess. But if we want to make it out of this in one piece, we're gonna have to calm down first.
For my own temper flares, I walk away and slide back into my car. Oh, we haven't... Oh, because, right, you get rewound like a line. Just spending the night at the local park, Ashton and Zachary try to figure out what their next stop would be. However, coupled with the stress and guilt Ashton had been carrying with them, their conversation quickly went downhill. In the end, Ashton walked out, suggesting they cool their heads first. For my own temper flares, I walk away and slide back into my car. The door slams with more force than needed, like to blame it on the pent-up anger boiling up in me. Not even sure who I'm angry at. The ghost? The sudden outburst? Maybe at myself for being this useless. Because despite him not saying anything, I know, god dang it. He's still counting on me, despite my failures, or every harsh word I've uttered, or how unbearable I can be as a friend. He's there when the tension after the argument finally breaks, follows me and gets in the car. It's in concerned glances he shoots my way when I start the engine without a word to drive off. It's in his silence, heavy gift, his unwavering trust. It's what I'm more than willing to carry, even though through my own exhaustion, if only to keep him safe. The city of 68,000 strangers, he's the only one I have left. So we're here. This branch is kind of oddly Okay, I see how this branches. Okay, I see how this works. So, certain conditions are met, you know. Well, obviously. Like, maybe so-and-so's alive, you get this one, go there. And then there's different dialogue for every possible scenario of people being dead or alive. Good rest, just all our best bet for now. Thinking with an exhausted brain is almost as good as running around in circles. Might as well stare ourselves at that ghost and be done with this. The local Irish pub might not be the best place to hang around when one hasn't slept a wink or you're stressed. More often than not, it's loud. Sometimes the music played by drunkards grates the ears and the whole place smells like a pee on a bad day. There we go. Like, look, a bunch of corgis just went there. Oh no, it's very... I think that counts as... Hey, YouTube! Will I get banned if I say that? Yes. Oh, okay, thanks, YouTube. It's very definition of the last place I'll hang around for after a wakeful night. It's safe. Or as safe as it can be with G's security watching the place. Makes it easy to find help, in case you find yourself in a tight spot. Place being owned by a person I've implicitly placed my trust on provides some semblance of comfort, too. Gregor, bartender G, or just G to his regular patrons, might be rough around the edges. Sometimes a bit too gruff for a man serving drinks behind the counter, but it belongs to the good folk of the city. If there's anyone in this place I can rely on to look after people important to me, it's probably him. And actually, it's just the chief inspector in a mustache. He means well, surprisingly, despite his surly demeanor. Cares, to some extent, for people he likely only sees once or twice a week or on a bad day. Not the best job in the world, in my opinion, but that's exactly it, isn't it? In wine, there's truth. Alcohol, in this case. Loosens the tongue, forces one to let his or her guard down. Whatever inhibitions, I had said that right, anyone has, it all flies straight out the window after a few glasses. It's made no one observe it, too. I says one or two things to say about someone or something. Most of the time it's me. Opinionated guy. God knows how many times I've asked for his help. I'm met with a dead end in the case or I'm in trouble. This time's no different. As expected, the morning we show up, he's kind enough to offer us a room at the back of his shop. Single look at my face, I don't even need to say anything. Next thing we know, he's leading us in. No questions asked. Maybe it's also for this reason why I find myself drifting towards the station hours later, but I haven't got that much needed shut-eye. Nearly washed drinking glasses and tumblers line the counter's surface when I enter the room. Here in the bar, G is busy wiping each of them clean, likely prepping it for the night's use. Briefly, he glances up at me, as I claim one of the empty stools and grab a rocks glass sitting closest to my elbow. Turning it absent-mindedly in my palm, just to keep my hands occupied, while my brain's busy, just trying to make sense of everything. Even at a dead hour, with only a few patrons milling around about, this place still smells strongly of liquor. Honestly, never grown fond of it. I mean, it smells like liquor, huh? I wonder why. Huh. I mean, lots of reasons why, like, I can't get, like, there's a shelf full of, you know what that is? Alcohol. Regardless of how many times I've had a stripper stand here, in the same spot, just talking with the old man. Never been fond of drinking in the first place. Yet oddly, it's the nasty odor of a brewery that helps clear the mind this time. Along with the lack of establishment's usual hubbub, and the occasional clicking of glasses. Even more bizarre is that, with my lack of words, G doesn't say anything. Although it's clear from the way his mouth has curved up in a tight frown that he has questions. Bucket load of it, he wisely keeps it shut. Instead, he simply focuses back on his work. Rinse, wipe, stash away, repeat. Going through the motions with such familiarity, it's almost a trance. Watching his precise movements quietly. Can we just get on with it? Quietly like this. These thoughts swimming inside my head, it's easy to lose track of everything around me. One solid lead on this. One possible way to sort this out, but will it work? Especially if my assumption's correct, and that the reason Zach was there yesterday morning was because of the curse. Something must have happened there for him to see the need to visit the place that morning. One of the couple has fallen victim to the curse. Oh, well, about that. It doesn't fall outside the realm of possibility. I've been so biased, not even thinking that they might be in danger as well. But during the open hours with Isabella, open house, they might have seen the letter and... freak.
Stupid, stupid, stupid. Some fucking detective I am.
That's likely the moment when Cooper saw it. The logic holds, and to hurry there right away. If there are answers anywhere, be there, should be there, where all of this freaking mess started. It's not only my life on the line here, there are others. What happened to us, I won't wish on anyone else, no matter how much I loathe them, or how complicated all this has suddenly become. The letter. Oh, they said the name! They said the name! Play the credits! The woman. The mansion. And now there are voices lacing venom inside every crevice in my head. Murmurs that jeer, scoff, and deride whenever an opportunity presents itself.
Because you didn't listen.
Is that Zachary?
It's all your fault.
That's Rebecca.
Why won't you believe me?
That's Isabella. Reminder of what I failed to do and who I failed. At some point, they all began to blur together, twinning and coiling, every horrid image and memory of her, seeking the forefront of my mind. They couldn't be bothered to make it branch, so they just made it so you hear all their voices no matter what. No matter how much you refuse to remember the fear I felt then. To push it as far back as I can, visions come back to me like a deluge. Before I know it, before I can drown, another voice pulls me out of it.
You're doing good there, boy.
His hand is on my shoulders, gripping it tightly and giving me a light shake. There's relief in his face when I finally look up at him, though his frown appears more distinct than the concern in his eyes. Oh ho ho, it's me, not the French inspector. Oh ho ho, what can I do for you? Like, look. It's just him with a mustache. That's just him with a mustache. He does let go when I offer him a small nod, but the furrow between his eyebrows never leaves his face. He also has a knack for reading people, after all. Even someone who can be so closed off or distant like me. In all the times I spent in the forest, there's only one other person who was as keen as this old guy, the chief. Funny, and weird to some degree. I've pointed it out to him so many times before how much they look alike, only for the observation to be brushed off with a vehement tone. So is this just they like at the last minute they're like, oh hey, we ran out of budget, we can't afford to make a new straight. Just slap a mustache on him, we're fine. Never brought it up again after the third time, out of respect for the guy. Whatever it is, it's clear it's something he doesn't want to talk about. Why push, right? However, during times like this, it's possible for the thought not to come up, even as a glare down pat. Under his wordless scrutiny, I feel like a dang rookie again.
You're looking a bit green. Sure you got plenty of rest back there?
So, Chief Inspector Harvey Lee. Harvey, his middle name is G. Just not like G something, it's just G. Like, that's his middle.
You were only out for an hour or two. Wouldn't hurt to try and get some sleep. I'll keep an eye out.
No need. Don't worry about me. I won't be able to get some sleep anyway.
I mean, now's probably not the best time to get drunk. Like, don't you have, like, a ghost to kill? To bust? Not with their face still a clear picture in my head, no. Whose face?
I heard that from you before. Not buying it. What's the story this time? This as bad as that case with the guy who ate his own eyeball?
I wish it were.
I get it, recurring joke.
Jesus, stop reminding me. I hated that case. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you get a kick out of telling people about it.
It's useful, you know, for blokes who don't know their limits. Sends them right out the door after I start with a description. Or was it the part when the poor schmuck gouged his eyes out? Nasty, awful, icky stuff, and it gets the job done. Like I said, useful. Don't even need to call security these days if I want to kick someone out. Anyway, pretty sure that pales in comparison to whatever this is now. I haven't seen you this stressed out since I closed that case. The one from 10 years ago with your professor friend.
Abigail and her team weren't able to solve that one, G. No one has been able to. It just went cold.
Abigail's the culprit. Think about it. They keep mentioning her name. I mean, she doesn't have a Sprite, but if she had a Sprite, that case closed. But that's too suspicious. Come on now. And I mean, they keep mentioning this case from 10 years ago. That's just motive.
Same difference. But what do I know, eh? I just serve drinks, listen to people's problems and their whining, then make sure they get home safe afterwards.
Wait, the professor's wife was killed by... No, it was supposedly Luke Wright. Right. It wasn't the ghost.
Thing is, I'm also not blind, kiddo. And you can bet your ass I can tell when a person's about to fall apart.
What? Is this some form of therapy from you? Are you going to offer me free drinks now?
Really, I can use some right now. Something to numb the senses. When has that helped anyone?
In your dreams, kid. Last time someone gave you the hard stuff, your photographer friend had to haul you out of this place almost half naked.
Hey, I can handle my liquor when I put my mind to it.
Not from what I've seen, nope. Besides, you usually avoid drinking. Either way, it's out of the equation. And when booze no longer counts, we just talk. So, talk. It's not like anyone within earshot will care. That chap over there only wants his cricket matches.
I doubt you believe it, G.
I've heard worse stuff. Try me.
You know that mansion down at Anslem?
Yeah, who doesn't? You live in this town long enough, it's impossible not to hear a thing or two about it. Bloody locals.
Well, my friend found a primitive version of a chain letter in there. Now that we've seen it, we're
Just
cursed.
tell the culprit everything, yeah. A beat passes. For a long moment, G stands there, unmoving. His hand stops short of placing the glass he's been wiping prior back to the rack on his left. All while he stares at me with eyes that are nothing short of scrutinizing. He's like, oh, is he onto me? Oh no! Charlie assumes I'm joking. Who wouldn't? Not a week ago, I've been put in the same position. Even now, in spite of all the things I've seen and heard, it simply won't sink in. Maybe this is just desperation creeping in? The idea that I might not be able to find a way out of this? Whatever the case is, for people who hasn't experienced what I'm going through, this will merely sound like an awful Halloween
It's not
thing.
a prank.
It's what's been what Isabella felt the whole time we made fun of her that
This
day.
isn't a prank. I saw something.
Now it's too late. We're stuck in a never-ending nightmare, but the only way out might be death. Like if expected, G's reaction to it? Amused laughter. It booms throughout the whole pub after a long bout of silence, like I've just told him a particularly funny joke.
Okay.
He can't believe it.
Good one, kid.
Can't believe he thinks it's a joke. Actually, just put like on a black wig, just drank a lot of alcohol, so he had like that's something. Wait, does alcohol give you bloodshot eyes? Yeah, probably. Well, whatever. Where's that weed? Whichever one, and just made sound effects. Like he was hiding in the closet. He's like, oh no, they're gonna catch me. So he cut a hole in the back, crawled under it after making a noise accidentally. And Asher was like, oh, I guess no one's in the closet. Then he just grabbed his leg. Asher was like, oh, I'm gonna get out of here. See, so really, there's no ghosts at all. They're just idiots.
You don't want to spill. No one's forcing you. Seriously though, good one.
Although I want to be angry with him, I can't find it in myself. Can't even muster the energy for a scowl or a glare. Nothing but a taste of my own medicine to temper the annoyance bubbling in me, I suppose. In the end, echoing her words is the best I can do.
It's not a joke.
Yeah, alright, good luck with that. You're on your own. Here I thought you didn't have an ounce of humor in that body. Guess I'm wrong.
Shakes his head, lets out another chuckle before returning to his task. By now, almost half the glasses have been put away. The only ones remaining are the smaller kinds used for shots, the stemmed ones for cocktails. Despite being busy with his task, his amusement does not entirely disappear from his face. He keeps talking, as if I'm simply another customer he entertains with his stories. We both know it's more than that. The wistful expression on him says anything.
Man, can't believe you're the same rookie who walked in here almost a decade ago. Too smart for his own good, that boy. Has always been 2 steps ahead of things. Now he's here, sulking.
I must have screwed up somewhere then.
Must have screwed up a lot. For things to suddenly shift like this, or me to become a mere shadow of the person I used to be.
Nah, I don't think so. You trying to drink your worries away. Like last time. That was screwed up.
Yeah, didn't he come here and marry Ansel?
This one? Screwed up? Not by a mile. It's too early to say. You've still got several years ahead of you, Holmes. Take it easy. But some things change, eh? It has been years, and you were a kid back then. You know, the sort that's a bit unsure. Making all the horrible decisions in life he'd eventually be embarrassed to talk about.
You never stop calling me kid, though.
Well, you still are. It's just that this time, you're sure of who that badge and gun is for. What was it you police types usually say? To protect and serve, yeah?
A significant pause follows at its heels. From both of us, as he's allows its meaning to sink in, it's very simply to me. Stirring a feeling both heavy and forceful, not completely unwelcome. Familiar. But before I can even clarify what he's trying to imply or gather my thoughts on the matter, she turns away and begins his work at the silverwares. After the argument at the park, Ashton took Zachary someplace where they could rest. She welcomed them to his pub without question. While he was sleeping, the detective and the bartender had a little chat about the past and what changed over the years. So, they never even mentioned Zachary here. They were like, oh yeah, we need to make a bar scene because we need to explain the motive further. They're like, hey, but it'll take a lot of time to branch it out. They're like, oh, just don't do that, it'll be fine. He'll need those too once more of his patrons come in for lunch. Slow and easy. Sharp contrast with the strained air I've been waiting through the past weeks. Fleeting moment, but one I allow myself to relish. If only because of the absence lately. The way things are now, it's almost a gift. So when it all ends with a loud shuffling of foot from the adjacent hallway, sigh is all that leaves me. There's no need for me to look up to know who it is. Zach's treads alone are telling. There's always a way to set to them. Steps that are taken with a lazy cadence. Like he's always trying to make himself smaller, less conspicuous than he actually is. A place he's unfamiliar with, he also tends to linger, stand awkwardly at the sides, as if he's all too afraid to break something. Then he's waiting for permission of some kind. Either way, he's never been the kind to barrel headfirst into things or forego courtesy, despite appearances. Much like how Rebecca's mother Henning, belies her fiery temperament, where as well as right displays of maturity, appears at odds with her youth. There's been a lot of those in my life, it seems. More so from the people I've grown closer to over the years. Walking contradictions we all are. So I wonder how we ended up as friends in the first place. Or maybe that's exactly why, to some extent, there's still an understanding in there, and knowing. That no matter how long you've been together, how familiar you are with a person's habits, how many lifetimes there might have been for all of you, one can never really fully know a person. Sometimes it works because they merely chose to stay. Sometimes it's as simple as someone extending a hand first for an apology, regardless of how every hurtful word said.
Hey. Hey, Ash?
This time I glanced at him, briefly, gauging the mood. Not because your constellation's an issue for me. Between us, it never will be. Somehow, it's another thing I'm all too afraid to see crumble in front of me. One wrong word, this is gonna end in another argument. Might as well stop as early now. There's another long pause from him. Knowing what she can't seem to figure out what to do with his hand. In the end, he chooses to stuff both into his pocket, and trains his eyes on the now empty space behind the counter. Without or noticed, Jay slipped back into the kitchen, leaving only the two of us and everything awkward in the world at the moment. Still, Zach trudges on, hopeful of someone slipping into his voice, simply because it's the only thing he knows to do.
Did you, get any sleep?
It's a start at least. Stiff one, but a start. The least I can offer in return is that rare honesty.
For a few. A few hours, yeah.
Kurt, brusque? Not an ounce of friendliness in it. In spite of it, Zach takes it as a sign. Relief washes over him as his shoulders relax and he releases a tense breath. Soon, he's closing the distance, he is put between us, and flops down onto the chair to my right.
I think the better question is if the dreams are pleasant. And for the record, no.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I get those a lot.
He shifts in his seat, coughs, jumps his finger on the counter for a short while, and falls silent. That's it. No apologies. Somehow, the short exchange is all we need. The air changes again, much like everything we've known lately. Maybe not for the better. Not yet. And it's less suffocating, less hostility and resentment. The kind of way it's easy to pretend, easy to forget. Not that it's a thing that'll happen anytime soon, but one can dream. In a situation where death might come knocking at any time, it's these little hope we cling to. It's these little things we wish will happen again. Not an optimistic person by nature. Hopeful maybe, but never optimistic. Though I want to believe there's a way we'll live through this nightmare. For the sake of the ones we've lost. Just funny how it took all this to spur these kind of thoughts in me. Can't even remember the last time something like this occurred to me. For some reason, after seeing one harrowing thing after another, I've simply forgotten.
Why are you suddenly smiling like that?
So we're on this. It doesn't look like this converges? Or... Oh, no, it all goes... Okay, yeah, so this doesn't converge. We're on this top one. Yeah, so... We're pretty close to being done, actually. Like, we can skip a lot because... You know... How many endings are there to this? I mean, we could just drag it. But I mean, you know... Were there endings back there that I missed? It's like 1, 2, 3... Maybe 4. Yeah, looks like there's 4 because... Okay, two of them end soon. Or maybe that's just, you know, just how it looks.
Huh? Oh, no, I was just thinking about something.
Well, it better be something that'll get us out of this mess.
What makes you think I know how to fix this? Until 2 days ago, I didn't even believe a word you guys have been telling me. Zach, I function better when I'm dealing with homicide cases. Hell, feel free to throw in the usual robbery and missing persons case into the mix. I don't care. Give me a few days and I'll give you a lead. This isn't how I operate. This isn't what I'm good at.
If only they knew who to call. I mean, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
For all you know, I might even end up getting us killed. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, the fact that you're frustrated but still trying already means something, Ash.
Zach could still potentially die.
Besides, you don't make that face unless you already have an idea. It can't be any worse than this. It's on your mind, Ash.
Oops. There really is something about Z-Man. Doing Rebecca and him. Tend to share with them things I won't normally say to the other. Like her, who pushes, sometimes with the same tenacity as her moves. Zach has this strange tendency to ease people into telling him what he wants to know. Oftentimes, the question feels so subtle, it catches me off guard. Less force and more forbearance. After a lot of everyone, he's the most grounded. Really, he's like the older brother I never had. Again, you can depend on when things go sour. Can you tell things to simply because he'll listen, without forcing his own opinions on you?
We still have one more lead we haven't checked. I'm gonna look into it tonight.
The mansion, or? Doesn't take him long to put two and two together. His calm expression abrupt. Wait, tonight, it's Halloween night. Come on. His calm expression abruptly dissolves to worry, the second he realizes what I meant. We already examined the letter, read through piles of documents. There's really only one place we haven't given a once over. The mansion. Of course, Zach may not be the kind to push, but that doesn't mean he agrees with everything that comes out of my mouth. It's his way of keeping me steady and on my feet through the years.
Hold on, didn't you tell me not to go in there? Whatever happened to stay away from Luke Wright?
You're an unarmed civilian, Zach.
And so?
So, I want you to stay here and keep yourself safe. I probably won't
Here's the
take too
camera.
long, but I don't know what might happen. I'm not even sure if I'll find something in there. G will keep an eye on you. If you need anything, that woman shows up, just holler. He'll help out, no questions asked. You don't even need to explain anything.
What's it gonna do against a ghost? He's not willing to concede. Not from the manner he grips his knees on, with a rigid set to his jaw.
I'm going with you. You can't go in there alone, Ash. I heard something. The morning I was there, I heard someone scream, and then there was a woman crying. And I don't know what's going on inside that mansion, but I am telling you, you shouldn't face whatever's inside alone.
Before I can stop myself, a heavy breath escapes from my mouth. It's one of those times again, where Zach means well, but he's completely missing the point I'm trying to make. Things take a turn for this. Make us in a mood like this. He's almost as headstrong as Isabella. Hold on, we're cheating. Okay, I'll feel better if I don't have to worry about it. There's only two ways this will end. I agree with him and take him with me, or I agree with him and drop the idea altogether. I mean, I'm okay with taking him with me, but neither appeals more than the other, especially when we're all desperate for answers and a way out. If all it'll take is a little more honesty to make him drop the harebrained idea, so be it.
Look, man. Bro. Z-Man. Zach. Zachary, listen. I know you only want to help.
Like hell! This ain't just about helping, Ashton! You're throwing yourself in the thick of it, on your own!
You don't need to yell.
Was your
You're
fall
the
last
bar.
night really that bad? Did you hit your head hard? I honestly can't tell if you've gone stupid or just plain suicidal.
My head's okay, Zach. But it won't stay that way if we don't do anything about this. Someone has to.
Seriously, this is already a desperate move. The longer we dally, the faster we're losing our options. Do we even have one? Looking back at this whole business with the ghost seems perfectly set up to drive us into a corner. Either until we lose our mind or she gets us. It's starting to feel as if there isn't an escape. We're going to become our playthings the second Isabella found that letter. That our lives are in our hands takes me off big time. The idea of watching the people I care about die helplessly, more so. They're much safer here than me. It's a selfish thought, I know. What a fear. So in case things go alright? It's one of those. The very last thing I want to happen is for Zach to take the fall with me. We've already made enough mistakes.
And that means it's just you.
Just me.
Suddenly he clams up. Those actions. A restless shift in his shoulders, his mouth pressing close on a tight line. He starts out with a quiet note. For 40 minutes in. It all gives away his real thoughts, long before two words are even made it out of his mouth.
I'm sure you already know about this. This won't really bring them back.
if I submit the other option, will he come with me? Or is he still gonna come with me? Looks like they both meet up. Wait, no?
Maybe this is you trying to make amends, or whatever. I don't know. You're making your own decisions here. But if something happens to you, it'll be just that. You'll just be another dead body out there. Please, don't do something like this.
Don't worry. I'm not stupid enough to get myself killed. I just want things to go back to normal, Zach.
Another dead air follows at the heels of that one omission. The meaning of my words, too heavy, too striking. It turns this all into another lull. Just get a guillotine to protect those days, unchanging days. Optimism aside, we're both aware that it's impossible. We're gonna have to deal with the trauma right after. We'll be at the images, the voices whispering inside our heads, the foreboding feeling, stench of blood, gore, and death trailing after us. We may survive this, but those things? They'll remain in us for a long time. When it's not to survive something like this without it leaving something in you. Just the mere thought of what might come after that makes me dread it. What has this changed in all of us? Suppose that outcome is more acceptable. The lesser of 2 years.
3 hours.
Ed steps up and I turn to him, puzzled, staring at his hands with a thoughtful expression. Growls forward in deep concentration. He's trying to choose the right words to convey what he's about to say.
3 hours? For what?
That's more than enough time to go there, to check things, like you said, and travel back here. If you don't show up here beyond that, I'm going after you.
From his tone, it sounds almost like a warning. Sure, it's not his intention. So, I'm gonna load back and see. I'll just quickly, kind of skip through it.
You'll only get...
I did say it again.
Do I look like I'm kidding? And if what you heard, I can't take...
How does it go then? How is this any different from what you've been telling us not to do?
How could...
Stop. You will make...
It's not...
Boy, but listen, you two wanna
I kicked us out. Okay, so I don't like that. I like this one more. But hearing something like that from a person like Zach, I can't help but chuckle and throw in a jibe, despite how dire things are. Just like the old
Make that
days.
4.
What? You said you're just gonna check things. Why would you even need that long?
Speed limit? I'm a ranked law enforcement officer, Zach. I'm supposed to set an example.
I so wanna punch you right now.
Of course, Zach never carries it out. Night moments like this, it's just how he is, and we are. Fortunately, G chooses the next moment to show up. He slams the flat of his palm on the counter, shooting us both a stern look. Though his tone is nothing short of jovial, the disapproval is clear in it. He's obviously misunderstanding the situation.
Boys, drummer's nice and all, but listen, I am not having one in my pub, alright? You two wanna fight? Go out.
Pregnant pause. Then without any preamble, Zach and I are both snickering, and Jesus' lower melts into confusion. Flower? Please never use that facial expression. Look. When we both show no sense of stopping, he simply shakes his head and turns away. I like to think it's better this way, better than we part on light terms, so Zach won't have to see every little insecurity, every little doubt in me right now. He's seen enough. Last thing I want him to glimpse is another display of weakness. Not when he still stares at me with the same unerring confidence in his eyes. But when our mirth dies down, before anything can be said further, before I change my mind, I step away from them, giving Zach's shoulder a quick few pats, mumbling a lame excuse about taking another short nap under my breath. Altogether bearing the stray thought that flashes fleetingly in my head. Fleetingly. Zach has seen me at my lowest plenty of times. Why does it all matter now? Save there, and I think we'll call it. I mean, we're already 40 minutes in, so. Zachary's rifle interrupted Ashton's conversation with G. Left alone, the two attempted to mend things between them, only for things to almost turn sour after Ashton revealed his plans to return to the mansion. Finn eventually acquiesced after Ashton agreed to a time limit. Okay, so far into the branching tree are we? Do you guys hear that? That's the flash. That's the ghost. Really, what could that be other than a ghost? Like, ghost, are you there? It's just Shang. I don't know if it's boy or girl ghost. Oh, we're fast halfway. Oh, we did a... Okay, here we are. Okay. We're nearly done. Well, with Ashton's. We still have Luke's, but I don't know how Luke's will be. I think Luke's might do a flashback, like, to... Maybe not at the very beginning, but near the beginning. And cover, you know, the entire... about 2 weeks. It's a little over a week since here, and, you know, there's a bit of a skip, but about 2 weeks, yeah. So anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time with some more The Letter. I almost said Valhalla. It's been months since I played Valhalla. I missed that game. Can I just replay Valhalla? I mean, I'd be down for that in like a year or so. Like, on camera, replaying it. Which, I'm not, well, it's very arguable if I have. Like with Steins Gate, I already watched the anime, and this hasn't been uploaded yet. I don't know if it ever will, because I've been, my friend, he hasn't read Umineko. I've been trying to get him to read it. He read episode 1, and I told him, hey, how about we read episode 2 together on camera? And he's like, oh, sure. That's how it worked. And I decided I'll upload episode 2 if we ever finish episode 2. We're close to being halfway done through it. So, I mean, it's something. But also, we started recording it like 2 months ago. Or 3. Well, yeah, about there. So, it's not going at a very fast rate. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time with some more of The Letter. See you guys then. Bye.